Howdy again, this is Jarl Stewart. Hey, just so you guys know, we're all doing fine here in Donspeard. We had kind of a break from the YouTube channel because of the whole, pandemic and everything like that, and getting everything set so that we can be safe while we're doing what we're doing and everything. It was just kind of a crazy time. We've been dealing with at least one member also more recently who's had the coronavirus and is not doing very well. Getting better, but it's been a rough road to, for the last month and a half. And so it's just been one thing after another preventing us from doing it. And so while we were doing that, I had plenty of discussions with some of my more trusted members, and they said they did not like the channel. And I asked them, why don't you like the channel? And my good buddy, who's always been honest with me forever, told me that the reason they didn't like the channel as much as they could have was because they didn't see me on these videos. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, you're not acting like you normally do and everything like that. So I must just be a little bit camera shy and everything like that. So I'm kind of spending a minute or so before we really start the videotaping to kind of, psych myself out for everything so that I can act a little bit more comfortable than what I have been. So with that, we're going to revamp the channel. We're going to get everything going. I'm going to try to be a little bit more me and less, super professional Jarl and everything like that, because that's just not who I am in person. I'm not, some stuck-up, person who's full of themselves and everything like that. I'm just a guy who's really passionate about Viking reenactment and everything like that. So with that, I'm going to announce a few topics that we're going to discuss in the next few videos. One of them being my new craft room. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I decided that I was going to make my kids some wonderful bunk beds. Just make them nice, solid. My kids can't break them and everything like that. Bunk beds. Well, they decided pretty much as soon as I finished them that they didn't want to go back and sleep in their room. They wanted to stay sleeping in the living room where all the Xboxes and TVs are. And so every single night they sneak right back out and then they go into the living room and turn on the Xboxes and just fall asleep there. And my wife and I have decided that that's an okay arrangement because now they don't wake up in the middle of the night and join us in our small bed. So on top of that, I also get a wonderful new crafting room with 3 bunk beds in it for storage. So we're going to show a few videos on some cool ways to kind of upgrade your craft room and everything like that. Because if you're going to be leading a Viking Age reenactment group, or you're just a really gung-ho Viking Age reenactor, you're going to wind up with a whole lot of stuff. And you got to find a place to put that stuff. Being a fiber crafter for my group, I have to measure my, Viking stuff by the cubic yard, especially the fabrics. So with that, we're going to show some wonderful ways for you to store all that new stuff that you're getting. Next thing, I'm going to kind of run a series on my current projects. During the pandemic, I've had a lot of time to learn some new skills, kind of take old skills and turn them into a new way. So we're going to explore some of that, and it's going to be pretty interesting and pretty fun. Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to get into some of my favorite reenactor fireside discussions. And these are discussions where reenactors just literally debate their views on finds and get into the nitty-gritty of being a Viking Age reenactor. The first topic of that is going to be the color black. And we're going to dive into the color black during the Viking Age pretty heavily, because that's a very little known thing about the Viking Age. It's just assumed, and it's a great topic with lots of little quirks and stuff that most people don't know about. Another thing, Christian Vikings. Yes, Christian Vikings, Christian Scandinavians during the Viking Age. We're going to get into the topic of how exactly the Scandinavians actually became Christian. It's not just as cut and dry as, like the show The Vikings make it, where it shows the Viking Age and, oh, these are all pagans and the Christians came in and ruined their good time. That's not how it went down, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it happened, because it happened a bunch of different ways for a bunch of different places. So we're going to get into that wonderful, interesting topic, and hopefully we'll learn some new stuff along the way. The next topic is the Byzantine Empire. It's kind of a worn out thing within the Viking Age reenactment, is the Byzantine Empire and the Varangian Guard. But we are going to get into some of the basics of that so that you can start your research on the Byzantine Empire, if that's how you choose to do your Viking Age reenactment, is through the east side of everything. The final topic that is, you know, kind of near and dear to me and kind of one of my pet peeves is the use of fur during your kit. You know, we're going to get into, you know, talking about how everybody likes to put those long-haired, you know, Icelandic sheep pelts on their shoulders so that they look, quite frankly, badass. But the fact is that it just did not happen that way, most likely. And on top of that, it's practically useless in terms of fur when it's used that way. So we're going to get deep into that topic, and it's just going to be all sorts of fun. Hopefully we can get this YouTube channel revamped and get some of the good information out there so we can, you know, all start being better reenactors. As always, you know, if I'm saying something on here and everything like that, and you have more information on the topic, please put it down in the comments. I am always welcome. I'm always welcoming of a wonderful debate and new information and everything like that, because that's what this is all about, is being the best reenactors that we can. So, with that, I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and I hope that you guys are having as much fun as possible while you're having to stay inside and everything like that. And let's get this stuff done, all right?